Simple, sweet mother of 4 children, 2 of which are coloured. My problem is, should I tell her about my brother, who is a Rangers supporter?
The late Lex McLean on his last appearance at the Rangers Club. But it's not just showbiz stars who follow Rangers. There's another unforgettable character.
The best Rangers supporter I've ever known is Andy Bennett. When I was brought to Ibrox at first, my Uncle Joe brought me and he said, I'm going to make you as good a Rangers supporter as Andy Bain. You know, and I'd heard Andy Bain for years and years and never met the guy. And then I met him, you know, and we're pals now, you know. In fact, I'm his cigar supplier, if the truth be told. But Andy's got a leg shot off in the war, you know, and that leg has appeared in the foyer of many hotels and European trips, stuffed with flowers. It's been hanging over balconies in many hotels in Europe, and Andy is just a character, you know. He's a right good Rangers fan. He sits, I can actually see his seat from here, and I can just picture him if a referee gives a decision against the Rangers, he's nearly over that stand, you know, and a real true blue Rangers fan.
And what about the Rangers fan who is better looking than even Andy Cameron, a former Miss World no less?
I've never met Mary Stavin, you know, but well, I'm glad to hear she's a Rangers fan, you know. she's not bad. she'll look better looking than some of their players, isn't she? She's better looking than big Colin McAdam anyway. Mind you, I'm better looking than him when you think it.
As Rangers look towards football in the 21st century, the importance of the club's off-the-field activities grows each year. The Rangers shop, for example, sells everything from scarves to posters, badges, books and souvenirs of every kind. The marvellous Ibrox facilities are now available to the business world, and many famous companies take advantage of the sponsorship opportunities or rent office accommodation in the new stands. The club newspaper, the Rangers News, has a weekly circulation of 13,000. And in June 1983, Ibrox echoed to cheers of a different kind, when thousands of rock fans thronged the specially protected pitch to see Rod Stewart in concert. All in all, the club's commercial activities in 1983, excluding the famous Rangers pools, raised over £250,000. And so to March the 25th, 1984, a sunny Sunday afternoon at the Skoll-sponsored Scottish League Cup final, in which Rangers met their old rivals, Celtic. It was a tournament Rangers had already won 11 times, twice more than their Parkhead rivals, and as Jock Wallace led his team from the coach, he may well have been reflecting that he had the chance of winning that trophy just 4 months into his second spell as manager. Rangers had shown some of their best form of the season in the League Cup, reaching the final in scoring 29 goals while conceding just 2. Ali McCoist along the way scored 6 goals, one of them the club's 800th of the tournament against Queen of the South at Palmerston, and McCoist's good form in the tournament was to be significant. Rangers fans once again turned up in their thousands, and there were plenty of smiling faces and much optimism around. The club's recent long unbeaten run had convinced them that victory was possible, although all of them appreciated that Old Firm matches are never easily won. Especially the former Rangers and Scotland fullback who played in a few Rangers Celtic matches over the years, Davy Provan.
Well, I think always in a Rangers Celtic game it's always 50-50. No person can say that if the Celtic are playing well that they'll definitely win, and vice versa if the Rangers are going through a good period that they would win. Rangers and Celtic games over the year have been such that on the day people get the breaks and the team that's not been informed could win. And maybe today that the Rangers could get the breaks and just maybe sneak it.
Jock Wallace's wife Daphne certainly wasn't nervous.
No, I'm looking forward to it very much indeed. Oh yes, definitely. Well, I hope so. Oh, no idea. As long as it's one more than Celtic.
And as for Big Jock himself, well, he had absolutely no doubts.
Oh, I fancy us very strongly. Again, I've got the battle fever on, but I fancy the Rangers to win today.
Meanwhile, inside the ground, the early arrivals were enjoying the pre-match entertainment and savouring that unique Old Firm final atmosphere. The massed ranks of the Rangers fans shared Jock Wallace's confidence, and they were in full voice when at 2:30 the teams took to the field. Celtic got the 1984 League Cup final underway, the 9th time these two sides had met in a League Cup final, and the score in the previous 8, 4 wins apiece. As always in the early stages of a cup final, there were a lot of nervous players on the pitch and both teams took time to settle. But Rangers were very quickly onto the attack and David McPherson struck the side netting. Clearly Davy Cooper was a danger man for Rangers, and the Celtic defence knew that he had to be stopped. Halfway through the first half and still no scoring, but Rangers having the better of things at this stage of the match. John McDonald's cross giving Sandy Clark a chance in the left of the area, but eventually the ball running harmlessly past the post. Cooper again with the free kick, and this time it's captain John McClelland who comes very close for the header. Bobby Russell was having a particularly impressive game in the Rangers midfield. And with just 60 seconds to go to the interval, it was Russell who was pulled down inside the area by Murdo MacLeod to give Rangers a dramatic penalty kick. There was no doubt in referee Bob Valentine's mind, and Ali McCoist collected the ball with the responsibility of putting Rangers ahead. McCoist scores and Rangers are 1 up. Half-time and Rangers 1-0 up through that Ali McCoist penalty, and the fans able to sing their way through the half-time interval. Long Peter McCloy kick-out. McCloy, the only member of the Rangers team to have played in the 1970 final, when Rangers beat Celtic 1-0. Tommy Burns working hard to try to bring Celtic back into this match. Again the big McCloy kick out. Confusion in the Celtic defence. Sandy Clark gets ahead to it and McCoist it is again who comes through to put the ball in the net, and Rangers 2 ahead. Rangers end a waving mass of red, white and blue as Rangers pile on the pressure looking for a third goal which surely would tie up this cup final. McPherson tangling with McStay. And still Rangers pinning the Celtic team back in their own half. Breakout though by Tommy Burns, crossing the halfway line. As he moves into the area, he's pulled down by McClelland. A free kick to Celtic in a very dangerous position. And it's a very cleverly worked free kick indeed for McClare to bring Celtic back into the game at 2-1. McClare are well aware that that's not enough. Celtic still a goal behind and time beginning to run out. And then with literally seconds of the match remaining, a penalty to Celtic, the most dramatic ending to a League Cup final one could imagine. Peter McCloy, John McClelland, all discussing the foul which has given Celtic a golden opportunity to tie the scores. Mark Reid takes the kick, it's in the net, and we're into extra time. A cruel blow for Rangers, who had dominated much of this final and had looked winners since McCoist's early penalty goal. Jock Wallace and his team trying to revive the Rangers players before the extra 30 minutes. Very tired legs now, covering this huge Hampden pitch, but Jimmy Nicholl still able to summon up a sprint. The ball chipped in and Aiken fouls McCoist on the edge of the area. Another penalty, the third of the match, the second to Rangers, and once again a tremendous opportunity for Rangers to go back into the lead. Ali McCoist, who's already scored two, the responsibility for the kick. Bonner makes a good save, but McCoist follows up to put the ball in the net. He's got the hat-trick and Rangers are back in front, 3-2. The fans singing happily, aware that there are now only seconds to go in this League Cup final, and the referee's whistle must sound. As indeed it does, and Rangers by 3-2 have won the 1984 League Cup. Jock Wallace immediately is onto the pitch to congratulate his players, and the glittering trophy presented to a very proud Rangers captain, John McClelland. The team wasting no time in taking the trophy over to show to the fans. The 12th time it has rested in the Ibrox trophy room. And then it's back onto the team coach for the happy and tuneful, most of the time, drive back to Ibrox, passing the fans along the way. The directors allowing themselves a smile. And back at Ibrox, a happy group of fans waiting to welcome back the team with the League Cup. And as the celebration party got underway, Jock Wallace enthused about the Rangers support.
Unbelievable. There were big gaps in the Celtic end. There were not one gap in our end. So, here and now, the celebrations, what it means to us to win.
And who was he most pleased for now that the cup was won?
For the troops, for the directors club, for everyone who works for it, and the fans, especially the fans, absolutely brilliant.
So Rangers have their first trophy in the new Wallace era. Where do they go from here? What are the chairman's ambitions for the future?
They've got to be at the top. They have got to be number one. I would say that as far as the Rangers support are concerned, we've got to not only number one in Scotland, we've got to be number one in Europe. We must compete in Europe every year. We've got a stadium out there. What I mean is, European stadiums don't compare. You've got some that come up to it, but not in the same facilities. The facilities at Ibrox, I think, are second to none. The transport to Ibrox is second to none. You've got the motorway 150 yards from the door. You've got the tube 100 yards through the door. You've got buses going along the street. I mean, it's ideal, you know, for support to get to Ibrox Park. And to me, we've got everything. Getting the team in the park is what it is. Mr. Wallace will do that.
And a final word from the manager?
I'm building a team now. I went out to this last couple of months and bought 3 or 4 20-year-old laddies. I think they've got to be schooled in the way of the Rangers thinking. There's the Monroe, there's Walker, there's Williamson, there's McPherson, there's this laddie, the right back Fraser, and the Irish boy who signed. They're the team for the future. They have to be schooled to play for Rangers, to school to play as a team. I think they've all got ability and pace, and if they've got the temperament to play for Rangers. We have to find that out yet, but that's my job, to make a team exciting and make them play for each other. And I would like to think that in the long term we're going to get there, and I'm talking the long term, 3 years.